In Gaza, a U.S.-built pier is now operational and trucks are rolling ashore to deliver desperately needed aid. The installation of the temporary pier was completed Thursday, but aid groups say the pier is not enough to tackle the growing humanitarian crisis. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees says more than 630,000 people have fled Rafah as the territory awaits a possible Israeli military offensive in the southern city. CBS News correspondent Imtiaz Tyab is following the latest from Israel. So, Imtiaz, what more can you tell us about the aid being brought, and what more can you add about whether it's enough?
Yeah, Lindsay and Marie, the short answer is no, it's not enough. Despite the fact that this hugely expensive pier has been built involving so many American servicemen who, I should point out, will not be operating on the ground inside Gaza, although we have started seeing those first truckloads of aid be sent into Gaza. The reality is that at this moment, we're expecting around 90 truckloads of aid to enter Gaza from now. That could go up to a maximum of 150. But all aid agencies agree that in order to meet the need, the desperate need in Gaza, 500 truckloads of aid need to enter Gaza every single day to help the people who are so desperately in need. And of course, we've been hearing from the Biden administration who keep making it clear this pier is temporary. It is not a measure that they want. What they want is Israel to keep its borders open and to allow those trucks in. But that is just something Israel has not done. And so now we have this extraordinary situation where we have this floating pier docked off the coast of Gaza, and American servicemen and women helping that aid make its way in to Gaza. Lindsay. Marie.
I want to ask you about something else, Imtiaz. We are learning that at least 20 American medical workers are trapped inside Gaza after Israel closed the Rafah crossing. You actually spoke to one of those workers.
Yeah, I did. I spoke to a few of them, actually, and their stories are incredible. We have to bear in mind at this very moment, for the past week or so, Israel has been widening what it calls a limited offensive inside Rafah against the wishes of President Biden, who has made it clear that he does not want Israel to carry out this offensive in Rafah, which, as we've been saying for months now, Anne-Marie, has been effectively the most relatively safe place for Gazans to go. At one point, 1.3 million people had crowded in there, and over the past week or so, a quarter of Gaza's population, 600,000 people, have fled to other areas to escape the fighting. But we were able to make contact with a group of American medics who are also trapped in southern Gaza. The group was scheduled to leave on Monday, but we're told that there was no longer a safe corridor out. A warning now, some of the images in our report may be distressing to some viewers.
Black smoke rises above Rafah as Israel's southern offensive widens. And in the north, they're now fighting a resurgence of Hamas. Fighting that didn't spare 10-year-old Samaya, who lost her arm in an airstrike and needs advanced medical care. I want the border crossings opened again, she says, so I can go and get a new arm and be like everyone else again. Also in Gaza are around 20 American medics trapped after Israel blocked all land crossings in the south. Now doing all they can while they wait to be allowed to go home.
We see explosive injuries, burns, shrapnel wounds. So, and the problem with this is these are wounds that we don't usually see in America.
Among the trapped medics are trauma nurse Monica Johnson from Oregon and Dr. Mahmoud Sabha from Texas.
We came in with such good intentions, obviously, and wanting to help and save lives. We haven't had a single wound patient in the ICU that has made it out.
Not a single one.
No.
Most of their patients are among the youngest in Gaza.
She had glitter on her fingernails. She had discolored hair. It's these things these things. It really affects you because you really see the innocence.
Sabah and Johnson say they know their families are worried about them, but as medics, they had to help the people of Gaza.
I've always said to my kids, follow your heart. And in my heart, this feels like what I'm supposed to be doing.
Still, every day is a challenge.
Medical supplies, we are getting almost none because we bring in our own medical supplies and we're burning through it.
You've been working alongside your Palestinian colleagues for all these weeks now. How are they doing?
They're broken and they are empty. So the thought of leaving them and leaving them while they're so empty is heartbreaking.
And just a few hours ago, we received a message from nurse Monica as she was trying to leave Gaza. And I want to read this message to you. She wrote, "We are currently waiting at the Israeli-controlled border. It was a difficult passage. We had a tank pointing its barrel at us for exactly 1 hour before letting us through one of the checkpoints. We are so heartbroken to leave over half our team and the people of Gaza. I'm so fearful for their safety." And Lindsay and Marie, I can tell you that in the last few moments, we received a message from nurse Monica Johnson from Portland, Oregon, and a message from Dr. Mahmoud Sabah from Texas. And they just told us they have made it out of Gaza and they are now on their way home.
Well, it is good news that they are safe, yes, but it's an absolutely heart-wrenching story. But I thank you for bringing it to us. Thank you.